run through many countries. And the whole privatization element that Henriette spoke about comes in as extremely important and also interesting, because what Henriette also mentioned is that if you think holistically and maybe even circular economy, you will notice that one sector's waste is another sector's resource. So whether you're talking waste to energy, or whether you're talking about looking at the sewage that is being pumped out and being able to extract nutrients which could be beneficial for agriculture, I think there are many such examples if you think of things in a very holistic and a very circular fashion, and many benefits can be derived from that. But to achieve that, we need to think big and we need to think holistic. I keep on saying that word, but we need to think together across borders, across authorities, across agencies that all deal in this. And I think that's where a lot of capability, a lot of competence in this design can come from Europe, as well as obviously also technologies that can address the specific issues in the specific projects that are bound to be set up in terms of Ganga cleanup. Now, what we as EBTC are engaging in, as Henriette says, is very much the business focus and the research and innovation focus on dealing with this, but hand in hand with what's happening at policy level and regulatory level, if you will. So what we are doing is actually mapping European-wide the capabilities and competencies of agencies and companies and technologies that are there, and then the idea is to really match that with the Indian side, with the Indian capabilities and competencies, because we know very well that we, as European companies, rather often than not, will have difficulties in just coming in and saying, okay, we'll manage, we'll do. That's not the point. We must work together, and I think from the companies, the European companies who are already engaging in India, they very well realize that the best success stories, the best practices and the best outcomes are when you work hand in hand with Indian counterparts. So what we have also done is we've undertaken a study, really an action plan on the Ganga, saying what are the areas we need to focus on, what are the specific deliverables, and who and how can this be implemented to deliver towards that deliverable. And some of these very interesting thoughts came out, and now that is being matched with what has already been done in terms of studies and research on the Indian side. So I think we're off on a very good footing. There are a lot of interesting ideas, interesting topics, also such as, and I think this is also interesting when you, especially in the session's title, have both waste and sewage and clean Ganga in the title. What is interesting is maybe creating markets around water. Now look at how power markets work. Could water markets to some extent work in the same way if you have a water exchange? Because if you create markets, all of a sudden you're making it interesting also economically, not only out of environmental reasoning and because the regulation says so, but you're also making it financially incentivized to actually deal with these issues in a proper manner. So I think I'm a bit sad that I'm not going to be here for listening to the panel discussion that's going to be moderated by Ashok Malik just in a minute, because I have a lot of input, I have a lot of ideas, I have a lot of thoughts. So I urge you all, if you have any questions whatsoever, if you have any thoughts, any ideas, you want to engage in this EU-India involvement to clean the Ganga, we know how important it is and want to be part of it. So if you have any thoughts, any ideas, any comments, do contact me, do connect. I live and I'm based in India, I'm based in Delhi, so is Henriette. It's just a shame that we're not in town today to meet you all in person. Our colleagues are there. My colleague Priya Daga and Divyendra Singh Gupta, they're both in the audience. So do look out for them and connect with them. And I hope we can engage on a one-on-one and in much more intense fashion later on. So thank you very much for your time. And once again, apologies for not being there. look forward to interact with you all again later. Thank you.
Thank you.